Hello, this week's topic is many paths to healing. I know I have mentioned in most of the prior videos that therapy is important. Now, while therapy is important, it's also great to consider other things that help us on our healing journey. There are many support groups that help, whether you do a 12-step or some churches have groups for sexual trauma survivors. You can check online and there are many options, and Facebook, for example, has several groups, and so you don't have to go through this path alone. There are people that you can talk to, that you can share your experience with. The Jung Center of Houston offers a lot of great classes. Now, while some of the classes might not be directly about sexual trauma, they are about psychology in general, and there's a lot that you could learn about healing, about psychology in general that would help you to move forward. It's also important to reach out and become part of different communities so that you can have connectedness. It doesn't necessarily have to be a sexual trauma survivors group, but sometimes there are communities that have different kind of hobbies, different kinds of interests. It's just that being connected to others with things that we have in common, and sometimes that just builds more relationships with people, and we don't have to feel so isolated. Some of you may not believe in energy work, and I respect that if you don't. But for those of you who do, there are lots of Reiki circles. There are other forms of energy as well. There's divine light. There is Diksha, Satnam Rasayan. I will list these in the description area if you are interested. Exploring our creativity is also another thing that helps on our journey. It helps also when we are finding our life purpose. And why? Because when we find our life purpose, our life becomes more meaningful. And sometimes in finding our purpose, we also experience some healing. I also think that being of service to others helps us. When we help others, we feel a fulfillment and a satisfaction. Spending time in nature can be healing for many people, whether you go to a beach or spend time in a beautiful garden or drive away from flat Houston and spend time in the hill country. These are just some examples, but nature is very soothing for a lot of people. I find that spiritual music is very relaxing and healing as well. Many people find journaling to be effective. Sometimes we just need quiet time to ourselves. So for people who tend to isolate, as I mentioned earlier, community and connection is important. But some of you might have the opposite problem where you're always busy with family, friends, and all that, and you actually just need a little quiet time to yourself. So that is important as well, to carve out a little bit of time for yourself, especially if you like journaling or doing other projects. I also recommend books on healing. One of the persons I love to read is Thomas More, but there are many, many other authors who write about the healing process. Nutrition, exercise, and yoga also help us. Even though there might not be necessarily an emotional effect directly, when we do take care of ourselves physically, it does give us more energy, and that energy does help lighten our mood. Getting sufficient sleep is also important because we have more energy when we sleep well. These are not the only things that help us on our healing journey. Definitely not an exhaustive list. I encourage you to explore other options, but this gives you an idea. The majority of these things are things that have worked for me or for other people that I know. The more you explore different options, the more likely you are to find something that works just for you. Remember that no two people are alike. Some of you may not like to exercise, but you may find that the spiritual music is more your style, or you might like to take walks in nature. So you don't have to specifically stick to anything on this list. These are just ideas. Hi, my name is Rosalinda Martinez. I'm a retreat leader at Empowerment Light. If you'd like to get connected with more tools and resources to help you on your journey, please see my website in the description section. As always, like and subscribe if you like this video. Look forward to videos every Tuesday.